What's going on, guys? Welcome back to hashtag GSM4GM Season 4, Episode 22, right here in WWE 2K25 MyGM Mode. I'm Graham GSM Matthews. Hope you guys are doing well. We are well on our way to WrestleMania 2007. Looking forward to that show where we're going to be doing CM Punk and Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship, and very likely Becky Lynch versus an unknown opponent for the WWE Women's title. Now, we're also currently doing a big feud right now between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. I wanted to have them have the WrestleMania rematch at Mania this year, this time for the WWE title, but the belt transferred back to Punk, who I did not expect to get the belt back from Jey Uso at the previous pay-per-view, so we had to kind of switch those matches. It was going to be Punk and Rollins on the SmackDown before Mania. That's going to be Roman Reigns and Jey Uso instead, which is totally fine. I would bump the Becky match, but it's not just like, oh, I want a women's match in the show. I do. It's just more so that Becky has been champion for 2 years now, and she won that championship at WrestleMania 2 years ago, or WrestleMania 2005. She really should have her next defense if she's going to lose it, and she might defend against Chelsea Green next week here on the show. But if she is going to lose it, it should be at Mania itself and not on the SmackDown before Mania. It was supposed to be her and Charlotte, but Charlotte got hurt. So anyone that's been following the show in recent weeks would know that, but I just want to catch everyone else up to speed. So anyway, this is our show for tonight. Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso going one-on-one for the first time here on SmackDown. AJ Styles was disrespected by Jimmy. When he faced Jey a couple of weeks ago, Jimmy got involved in AJ's match to cost Jey the win. It backfired. AJ lost. AJ not too happy about that, since going babyface, targeting Jimmy Uso. So he's going to get involved in this match here tonight. Roman Reigns calls out Jey Uso after last week's backstage brawl between the two. Ilya Dragunov once again runs it back with Eddie Pop after beating him last week. Eddie Pop wants a rematch with Dragunov. They go one-on-one again here tonight. Naomi calls out Liv Morgan for a one-on-one encounter after last week where Naomi beat Chelsea Green. Liv Morgan was talking shit about her on commentary. She calls out Liv for a match. Chelsea Green calls out Becky Lynch for a match, and we have not seen Becky here on SmackDown since she retained the title against Liv Morgan on the SmackDown before Survivor Series a few weeks ago. Chelsea and Becky will meet for the championship next week here on SmackDown. Gunther and Kofi Kingston renew their rivalry here tonight in non-title action. This is a rematch from many, many years ago, actually. Not many years ago, but probably a year or two ago. They met in the Intercontinental Championship Tournament, and Kofi had previously beaten Gunther, I believe, and then Gunther beat Kofi to, avenge that loss and then beat him in the semifinals. So they run it back here tonight. Kofi had not been seen on SmackDown since up until recently, and we will be watching that match momentarily. And then in the night's main event, CM Punk and Finn Balor also renew hostilities here tonight as they go one-on-one in a non-title matchup. Seth Rollins getting involved. Balor's been embroiled in a heated rivalry with both men, both Punk and Rollins, in recent months and years, and they will all be entrenched in this main event here tonight when Balor and Punk go one-on-one. So that's the show. We will be watching Gunther and Kofi, as I mentioned. I'm still kind of figuring things out as far as who's Becky going to face at WrestleMania. I think, did we look at the talent scouts already? We did. So we already used 2 talent scout points because this is what we came up with. I used the talent scout points to see what women would be available from this tier. I think it was was it the established tier? What was the tier? I think it was renowned stars. I might have to do icons or maybe legends, actually. We're going to have to look for legends and then change it to gender. Change the gender to women and see who comes up. But anyway, we got Zelina Vega, Candice. Candice we've used on SmackDown before, only ever in an enhancement role. Her as the mystery opponent for Becky at Mania would be kind of lame. Zelina would be new to SmackDown, but she's not exactly WrestleMania worthy, I don't think. And then I'm not bringing in fucking Billy Slugger again or Josie Jane or whatever the fuck, so... And Tyler Breeze and Drew would be cool to bring in on SmackDown, but I just don't feel like now's the right time for either of them to be on the blue brand. So anyway, let's move on ahead here with this show. I think we're good to go. We'll look at the Talent Scout stuff after we're done simulating this show and we start booking next week's show. Confirm booking. We are in Edmonton, Canada here tonight. Confirm. All right. Jimmy and Jay going one-on-one for the first time ever, actually, here on SmackDown. They've, Jimmy, when Jay returned, Jimmy was already here, and Jay was here before Jimmy got here, so, but they've never actually gone one-on-one until now. Let's see who goes over. Jimmy Uso picking up the victory. I don't know if AJ's interference caused Jay the win. I don't want to say that, but we could say that he went after Jimmy Uso afterward. Or maybe the interference did backfire, and Jimmy Uso ended up winning. I feel like that would make sense. And then AJ and Jay kind of have to work out their issues by teaming next week against Roman and Jimmy Uso in a tag team match. Roman calls out Jay. Good promo. I think we already fixed match for this one between Ilya and Eddie. 2, 3. Again, Ilya Dragunov going over with another win over Eddie Pop. Excellent promo from Naomi. And we go to watch this match, non-title between Gunther and Kofi Kingston. All right, we will spectate this matchup. Let me pull it up in my notes here as far as the last match that these two had a few years back. I know Gunther won. I'm well aware of that. Let's see, I think it was in 2K24. It's definitely, I have to number all of the years. I know I have the years written down now in my current notes, but my previous notes I do not have. Let's see, Kingston. We can also skip through the entrances. I'm also looking to buy the next arena before WrestleMania. I think we'll have it in the budget. I mean, the Wrestling Center is cool, but I want to be in an actual arena for the next season, for the year of 2008. Let's skip this scene. Here we go. All right, Gunther, been a dominant United States champion all year, having won the belt as the Intercontinental Championship from Damian Priest at WrestleMania 2006. And he's been the reigning, defending United States champion ever since, having beaten Ilya Dragunov on 3 separate occasions, as well as Javon Evans, who is no longer part of the Blue Brand. Let's see. So, yeah, the last match these two had was part of the Intercontinental Championship Tournament. It was in the first round, actually. Gunther beat Kofi Kingston. Gunther ended up losing in that tournament to Mankind. He did end up winning the championship later on. This would have been, I think, 2 years ago. This would have been 2005, I think. Because that was when we were doing the Roman Punk feud as well, the second time around. And then Kofi did beat Gunther prior to that. A couple of weeks prior, Gunther had lost to Kofi. Yeah, that run for Kofi did not last long. He was only around for a few weeks back in 2005, and then a few years prior to that, he was feuding with Carmelo Hayes here on SmackDown. So these two are currently 1 win apiece from 2 years ago. Gunther winning, having won the last encounter between the two, one-on-one. And of course, if Kofi can win here tonight, having earned himself, he will have earned himself an opportunity at the United States Championship on the pre-WrestleMania SmackDown. And Kofi locking up with Gunther here, trying to gain control of the dominant United States champion. He has racked up wins over the years against Sheamus, Javon Evans, Ilya Dragunov, Damian Priest, LA Knight, Rey Mysterio, CM Punk. The list is long of opponents that Gunther has beaten to retain that championship as well as the Intercontinental title here on SmackDown in the past 2 years.
Dismantling the arm in the corner.
But he feels like he needs this decisive win over Kofi to right that wrong from a few years back, having had a losing record against him. Face first into the turnbuckle goes Kofi. Oh, nice strike in the midsection there. Now, Gunther will not be defending the United States Championship at WrestleMania just due to the fact that we don't have as many spots as we used to, but he can defend on the SmackDown before Mania. Oh, nice leg drop across the neck. Laying out Kofi there as well. He will not be defending against Ilya Dragunov, I'll tell you that much. Ilya Dragunov lost that match at Survivor Series, that awesome Iron Man match. And as a result, he can no longer challenge for the championship while it's in the possession of Gunther.
tosses him back in now.
Some brief brawling on the outside as Gunther goes for the cover now on Kofi. Just a 1 count, though. Now, Kofi may have been tag team champion a few years ago. I don't remember. We really haven't utilized the tag titles because we don't have a deep enough roster. We aren't allowed in the budget to have enough people on the roster to justify having tag team titles. I don't think he held the tag titles, though. Nice chop there from Kofi. Springboard chop. The New Day drop missed. Gunther rolls out of the way. Perhaps scouting his opponent. Now has Kofi locked up in the choke. He's got him right where he wants him. You can choke out Kofi here, pick up this decisive victory, and he got it. He got it. Gunther wins it by submission. Always winning via a variety of ways is the ring general. What a victory. A dominant, straightforward win for Gunther here tonight. Most likely not defending his United States Championship at WrestleMania as a result. Rivalry grows between the two, but I don't think there's any real need to continue it, to be honest. Gunther just won decisively, so what's the point in continuing it? Alright, continue. Chelsea calls out Becky, and then the main event, CM Punk and Finn Balor. 1-on-1. CM Punk puts away Balor. I was thinking for a second, if Balor wins, do we make it a triple threat at Mania? I feel like we've done a lot of triple threats for the WWE title, including at Mania last year. Alright. I think we're good here. We don't care about Raw, so we can simulate all that shit. Not a lot of high ratings, but the third match and the fourth match did fairly well, so that's good. We also made $84,000. Love to see it. Oh, we got Tier 1. Okay. Pre-match physio from that. Alright, SmackDown's still in the lead, even though we have 1 trophy. That's kind of bullshit. I don't really know why that's the case, but whatever. Usually if you have at least 1 trophy, that puts you in the lead, but we are in Providence tonight. Triple H says, just a quick reminder, your fans want to see great matches, but they also want to watch a show with a lot of variety in its fights. Yeah, we know. Balor says, I'm really psyched for this upcoming PLE. Can't wait to put on a great show for this crowd. I haven't cut a promo, but I'm not sure what more he's going to do on WrestleMania. Liv says, I don't know if you knew this, but I love being in a certain match. The one and only Tornado Tag. Nobody does that better than me. Not only do I love it, but the WWE Universe loves watching me in it. When have we ever booked a fucking Tornado Tag Team match with Liv Morgan? Alright, do we have it in our cards to do that match? I mean, probably not. I'm going to say no, because I just don't have the bandwidth on SmackDown this week or next week to do that match. I'm going to say no. I'm sorry. Because I don't think we're going to be able to do that. I do have a few stuff written down already for what I want to do. We're going to open the show with a quote-unquote contract signing. Let's do power cards. Let's Gauntlet Master. And we still haven't done a gauntlet match. This is cool. Prevent your talent from being fired in a casket match. Still haven't used the To the Moon thing. What did I say we were going to use this week? Select an opposing brand. I can't use that. Let's use that on them. Pre-match physio, war games. Can't be used in the last week of a season. We can use that next week. I'll be using this week on Becky, I'll tell you that. Alright, the Talent Scout stuff we'll look at in a second. Let me just go back to booking what I was going to do. All right, Backstage Brawl, quote unquote. I look at it as a contract signing, really whatever I want it to be. We'll do Becky and Chelsea Green here for the WWE Women's Championship. We'll do the tag team match I was talking about earlier in the main event here. Jay and AJ, JJ, I feel like that's a dumb name. Jay and AJ versus the Bloodline, Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso. So that is that. I don't have anything else lined up as far as matches. Well, what can we do for matches? Ilya and Dragunov are free. Or Ilya and Dragunov. Finn and Ilya are free. Kofi is free. Do we do Gunther and Balor tonight, honestly? This is interesting. I'm trying to think. Well, let me also think for a second. Have we done Liv calling out Naomi? We have not. We had Liv getting involved in something. Okay. Just looking back on my notes here. Okay. So let's do Liv responding to Naomi. Alright, we'll do that. In response from last week, she responds to Naomi. They go one-on-one next week here on SmackDown to settle that score. I'm kind of contemplating doing Finn and Kofi. And then Gunther gets the winner next week for the U.S. title. Kind of like that. I feel like Balor should, I kind of just want to give Balor the shot anyway. I kind of want to just give Balor the shot, so I hope he fucking wins. Let's do Balor and Kofi here. Alright, we'll do that there. Self-promo for Ilya. And then a self-promo for Gunther. I kind of hope Balor wins. I don't want to fix the match and have him win, because I'm going to use the fix match option on Becky there. Fix match for Becky. Make sure retains her title. Cool. We'll do that. And then let's look at these. What's it called? Where's the roster shit? Okay, here we go. Talent Scouts. We have 5 Talent Scouts. We already did Icons. Let's look at Legends. I'm going to do Legends for $25,000. Specifically women. I want women Legends here, okay? So I think I did Icons previously, or Renowned Stars, but we're going to go upper tier. Let's see what women's Legends we have to face Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. I'm using 4 of my fucking Talent Scout points to do this. And I specifically want female, so we will go for female and $25,000. I'm putting a lot on the line here to determine who Becky will face at WrestleMania. Alright, let's search, because I feel like this is the week where we kind of have to figure this out. I could figure it out next week, but I don't want to wait until next week. Alright. Search. Yes. I mean, there you go. There are our options. There are our options, rather. Easy for me to say. We came up with Molly Holly, Lita, and Michelle McCool. I mean, Lita is the obvious choice. I think Lita and Becky at Mania is fucking awesome for the title at Mania. That should be Becky's opponent. That's her mystery opponent at WrestleMania is Lita. I think we signed her till the end of the season for $67,000. I think that's it. I think we got our WrestleMania match. I think Lita, if she was the one to beat Becky for the championship, that would be pretty fucking crazy. Let's sign her. We got Lita. We got Lita on our show. So Lita will be facing Becky at WrestleMania for the WWE Women's Championship. I don't know if we set it up next week, Becky's winning here. We already know that. She's already beaten everyone on the roster. She is retained against Naomi. She is retained against Liv, Tegan, Rhea at last year's Mania, who's not even on the roster anymore. Chelsea Green. Charlotte was the only one that she had yet to face, but Charlotte's out. We're not getting her back yet until after Mania. So Lita's going to have to step up. Yeah, so this is cool. I like this. I like that we're getting Chelsea and Becky, and Chelsea's going to go for the championship. I like that. Becky has a lot of defenses under her belt. She's beaten Roxanne Perez before as well during this run. That would have been last year. She beat Bayley for the belt 2 years ago. She's done a lot during this run as WWE Women's Champion. Anyway, yeah, I think this is it. This is a hell of a show for next week. CM Punk and Seth Rollins in a backstage brawl / contract signing in my mind for their WWE Championship clash at WrestleMania 2007. We're going to hear from Ilya. We will have Liv call out Naomi for a match on the pre-WrestleMania SmackDown. That's going to be next week. Becky Lynch defends the WWE Women's Championship against Chelsea Green in an attempt to end the 2-year reign of Becky Lynch. She will not lose. We've already simulated the result, but it's a nice attraction nonetheless. Finn Balor and Kofi in potentially a number 1 contenders match for the WWE United States title. I really want Balor to win this so he can face Gunther next week for the title. Even if he doesn't win, I don't know. Maybe we do a triple threat with Gunther, Balor, and Kofi for the U.S. Championship. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. We know Ilya can't go for the belt. We do know that. And then in the main event, Jey Uso and AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso. We will be watching this match on next week's episode. And that should be a fun main event before Jey and Roman collide one-on-one on the pre-Mania SmackDown. Probably no stip. Their first 2 matches did not have a stip. Their third match had a last man standing stip, like the Bloodline rule. That's like Roman's specialty, because he beat Solo in that as well at Mania last year. I think we'll just do a regular match between them next week, and then we'll just continue the feud after Mania if we retain both guys. Hopefully we do. But yeah, I think that's what we're looking at for next week's show. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, this has been a blast. Be sure to like the video. All that great stuff is awesomely appreciated. Have an awesome one, folks. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.